Good day, welcome back everyone. Today we're going to go over the UNP symbol. This is Union Pacific Corporation that we're going to go over here. No news, we don't go over it on this channel. We strictly pay attention to the charts for those of you who are new to the channel. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek on what I've been taking a look at for the past few weeks, months on Union Pacific and where I potentially see this thing going over the next in the short to midterm, 6 months, even as much as a year from now. So if you're invested and that piques your interest, just stick around to the end as we go over this. So let's not waste any time, just dive into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today's October the 30th, 2020. The previous close of Union Pacific is going to be $174, up about 1.4% for the day. Okay. All right, so let me just go ahead and reveal the charts that I've been looking at for you guys. See if you guys would take any interest in this. All right, so as you know, I keep my charts as simple and clean as I possibly can. I've been following these three lines, this red line of resistance here, this green line of support if it's not obvious enough. And of course, we have a parabolic curve there, that yellow line on the chart. And we're just going to really simple, just go over a few resistance support lines and where I think it's going to potentially go here over the next 6 months to a year. So the first thing I want to start with is the resistance line. We're going to zoom in here just to make sure that I have a pretty accurate line where it should be. If you see back here, April 2008, around 40 bucks. Got some resistance on that red line there. And going over to 2014 in October, we had another touch point on that line at about $120 right here on these two candles. And as you can see, as recently, we had a lot of activity on this top of this line. Look at that. I mean, every single month, ever since July 2018, we've had activity, close proximity on this line. Like literally every single 3-month candle has touched the top of this line. Can you see that? Wow. Remember, guys, none of this is rehearsed. This is actually something I'm just finding out here myself along with you guys. Okay, so I think it's pretty clear that this red ascending line is pretty relevant. Okay, so let's move right along to the next part of this. The other thing we're going to do is verify the touch points on the parabolic curve, this little yellow line you see here on the chart. So let's just count the touch points. We'll just kind of, zoom in and see if we can verify that the line has been placed correct on this parabolic curve here. Okay, zoom in here. What's that? All right. So as you can see, hang on. What was that? Guys, I got like OCD. I really hate messy charts. All right. So it looks like we had first contact or near the contact on the parabolic curve here. 2009 at about 20 bucks. Okay. Really nice bounce on that line. And then you head on over to 2016, had another touch point, about $77 on that parabolic curve there. And as you can see, ever since, let's just put it this way, ever since 2000, April in 2000, the price has been perfectly finding support above this parabolic curve, with the exception of this 2020 move below that line. But look, it quickly recovered back above that parabolic curve. And as of now, we're trying to figure out if we're going to stay above that line or if we're just kind of close below it. And yeah, so that's where we are with that parabolic curve. So hopefully we can all agree and say that Union Pacific has been pretty well confined above this yellow parabolic curve ever since 2000, around April, near what was it, like $9. Okay, so another line that's pretty important, in my book at least, is this green level of support. Notice we caught the first contact 2009 at about 20 bucks, and of course we got another touch point October 2011, 42. See that? And it was kind of a combination of the support on the curve and that green line. And notice 2020, that extreme move down, perfect resistance there. I mean, the buyers literally stepped in and pushed that price up and of course made new highs this year in 2020. And now what I'm expecting to see from all of the data that I can see here with the resistance line overhead and the curve that's potentially going to have a breach, a full candle's body to breach below it once again on this 3-month candle. Although there's still 62 days to close, so we can't just jump the gun so soon here because this is a developing candle, and of course we'll know when the actual close happens on this candle, and at that point we can determine whether or not there's going to be a breakdown or a move to continue to the upside. Okay. But what I will say is it's probably very important for the price to continue above this parabolic curve. Now, whether that's going to be a healthy move, my opinion, which doesn't matter, is it probably wouldn't be the best or the most healthy move for this thing to continue the trend above this parabolic curve, because I mean you're talking about 20 years here. This thing has been in a bull run, well, with the exception of all the, it's been in a bull run forever, actually. Correction. But I mean, for this thing to really start pushing to the upside, and let's just do this. Let's say obviously the red line has acted as resistance. We've already verified that. So let's just say that we can extend this line out, something like that. Yes. So let's just say the price comes above this red line, right? Boom, we get a move up, and let's see how much of a move that's going to be. So you're talking 50 or more, 50% or more to the upside, and we just so happen, Union Pacific just so happens to find its way above this line, and then we use this red line as support. Okay, so something like that wouldn't be too far from the truth if it were to do something like that. But as long as the price is above this red line, it's fine. It could continue the uptrend for as long as, another 5-10 years from now. Okay, that has yet to be seen. Of course, we have to wait till the price action lets us know if that's going to happen. Okay. And two things that I'm going to point out here before we close this out. Hit the like button if you like the content so far. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, of course. So I'm noticing this clustered area of price action here, right up in here. Okay. And I'm going to say that the area of resistance is going to be somewhere around here. If I can, I'm going to say somewhere like near this level right here. So that's at about $166. Now, I'm not saying the price is going to get that low, although it is possible, yes, in my book at least. And what I will say is, again, it's just about support, resistance, resistance, support. And if the price can actually find support above this line, then I think it would be in a unique position to consolidate and potentially continue the trend to the upside, and maybe perhaps even find resistance at this red line, as it has always had resistance ever since 2000 in about April. Okay, so that's a possibility. But I truly think that, I mean, we're pretty far away from the lows. I just don't want to sound like I'm bearish, because I mean this thing could go either way. But as far as what I can see, logically speaking, and I could be wrong about this, but it appears that if this thing is going to continue what it has been doing ever since it has been within this pattern, okay? Let's see here. I think the price will probably come down to this green line here. And the reason that I say that is because let's take a look at what happens to the price every single time it touches the top resistance line. You notice here in 2008, when it touched that resistance line, it came down and touched the green line. Okay. Same thing here. When it touched the green line, the resistance line in 2014 near $122, touched that red line, and it verified support on the green line. Now, we're not paying attention to the parabolic curve. We've already verified, the significance of that. But I want you to just kind of really zoom in and understand that every time this thing notice when the price continued to touch this resistance line up here, it's like it was trying to come down to that green line, but it just kind of got wedged in between this parabolic curve and the resistance line. Too many lines, too many lines. All right, there we go. You know, it just kind of, it didn't have a choice. It was just trying to continue above this line. But I mean, it did, but then it's kind of failing. So we're in the middle. We're in the midst of trying to understand the direction right now. But according to history, with all of the multiple touch points on this red line here, and how it's already wicked down to this green line, if we lose this parabolic curve and we can't get above this red line, I'm going to say that it's likely that the price wants to come down and test the support at this green line once again. So let's just say it happens in 2001 in January. You're looking at a price tag of about $117. We'll get a test or a breach below this line. And if it happens in, let's just say April, sometime within that 3 months candle, 2021, talking about 118, and it kind of goes up in $1, $2 increments from there, the longer it takes to come down and find support on this line. And it's not guaranteed, guys, that it's going to find support on this line. This is just my thesis and what I'm seeing in the charts here, just in case we're running into some bearishness in the price and the markets here over the next 3 to 6 months up to a year. We could definitely expect to see lower prices near this green line here in due time. Okay, so that's basically what I'm seeing, guys. If $166, yeah, 65-ish, 66. If that level can't hold as support now that it was previously resistance here, then it's likely, yeah, we're definitely going to get a move down to this green line here, guys. And hopefully it holds, because if it doesn't, it could get pretty nasty to the downside, guys. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for stopping in. Be sure to leave an appropriate thumb before you leave there. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's Napoleon Macro. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hey, be sure to click that video that popped on the screen to make sure that I'm staying consistent with the accuracy in the calls. And that's it, guys. I'll catch you in the next video, and take care.